Hello everyone and welcome to another round of Tuesday Night Legacy presented by Spellhold Games. My name is Eugene and I will be your commentator for this round 1 of February 22nd of 2022. It was 2222. Let's get started. On the left, we have AJ playing Blue Control, Mono Blue Control. It's a list of his own creation. You will see a lot of counterspells coming out of AJ, and it also has Delver as its win condition. On the right, you have 4-color Pile, piloted by Bryson. This deck doesn't have a particular theme of any sort, but it does have quite a bit going on in it, and we will see that play out as follows. Let's get started. Bryson on the play here. Just a Misty Rainforest to start. Polluted Delta. Gonna go and get just an island. AJ is going to just have a lot of islands. Mono blue, at least you have a very consistent mana source and cannot get blown out by Wasteland. Bryson kind of having the opposite effect here. A lot of dual lands on Bryson's side. That beautiful altered volcanic island. Oh, here's the first new card. It's Atawara, Soaring City. This is from the new Kamigawa set. It does come down. It's just a legendary land that can tap for a blue mana, but if he has extras, he can hold them in his hand as an interaction spell, paying 4 to discard it and return target artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. And because this is an activated ability of the card, it can be activated at instant speed, and it cannot be countered by traditional counterspells. It can still be caught by things like Stifle, or I think Tail's End, but I'm not sure about that second one exactly. I know Disallow would get it, since that can counter anything that has an activated ability. 3 mana on Bryson's side. Got that Tropical Island, 2 mana here. Gonna go for an expressive iteration. That's going to get a traditional counter spell. Don't see this card very often. It is legal in Legacy and now in Modern. 2 mana counter target spell. Pretty straightforward. We see Delver of Secrets coming down on AJ's side. This is the 1 mana 1/1 that during your upkeep you can reveal the top card of your library, and if it is an instant or sorcery, it becomes a 3/2 flyer permanently. Well, until it's either flickered or killed. So 3/2 with evasion, quite good. And as we will see here, pretty good at dealing a lot of damage. We see Punishing Fire from Bryson's side. It is going to catch a Force of Will, but the cool thing about Punishing Fire is that if AJ gains any life at any time, Bryson can bring it back from the grave to his hand. Can combo with the Grove of the Burn Willows. So we saw an Assassin's Trophy there. Going to get that Delver of Secrets. AJ only wants to fight so much over keeping that Delver of Secrets alive. So it allowed AJ to ramp 1 basic land out of his deck. And it looks like he found another Delver of Secrets to get into play. So Bryson using a lot of resources to try and get rid of these Delvers. AJ putting up quite a fight to keep them in play. It is a 1/1 again, though, so there is at least that. We're going to see a Dak Faden come down from Bryson's side, and it's going to catch another traditional counter spell. Counterspell, a very, very good card, as long as you have 2 blue up. Counter any target spell in the game 1 for 1. A lot of preordains and a lot of ponders from AJ's side. You know, he gets to see exactly what he wants. We see Murktide Regent coming down and exiling 5 instants or sorceries, so it is going to get the full 5 +1/+1 counters. Bryson is going to cast another Uro, but it is going to catch, or he's going to cast his first Uro of the game, excuse me. But it is going to catch a Stifle, which is going to counter that triggered ability when it comes into play. So Bryson got to pay 3 mana, watch his Uro go to the grave, and not draw a card or gain life or get to put the lands in play. And with that, 11 damage coming in, that is going to be the end of game 1. And here we are on to game 2. We already see a Delver down on AJ's side. A Strong Start. A Baleful Strix. On Bryson's side, that is a 2 mana 1/1 with flying Death Touch. So it can trade with the Delver of Secrets if it wants. But while it's still a 1/1, Bryson decides that it's not quite worth the trade just yet. Wants to get rid of the 3/2s. We see Uro come down and do his thing. A Brainstorm in response once it's Bryson's end step. Just all kinds of draw effects on AJ's side that we can see in his hand. We're going to see a double transformation because each of the Delvers, it is a static effect that says check the top card of the library. And since it is the same instant, or I guess that was a sorcerer's, a preordain, they both trigger off of that preordain and get to flip together. You don't have to check another card off the top of the library. All right, we have, not that card, Baleful Strix. True Name Nemesis coming down. This is a 3/1 for 3. As it enters the battlefield, choose a player, and True Name Nemesis has protection from the chosen player. I had asked these players to write down things that had named effects like Pithing Needle and things of that nature, and AJ decided to take this to the literal effect here and name Bryson as the opponent or the player that he has protection from. Now, this is an interesting card. We see Witherbloom Apprentice come down. The Magecraft says, whenever you cast or copy a spell, you gain 1 life and your opponent loses 1 life. And we saw Chain of Smog come down. And this card can be cast an infinite amount of time, or it can be copied an infinite amount of times. You just keep targeting yourself with this effect to discard cards from your hand. So with the Witherbloom unmolested out there, it can just keep draining your opponent for all of their life total. And so that is a 2-card win condition, combo win condition in Bryson's deck. We see a lot of stuff going back and forth here on this game 3. We saw a Pyroblast try to catch that Delver of Secrets, and I believe it did kill a single Delver of Secrets, but unfortunately, there's another Delver of Secrets out. We see another Pyroblast coming down, Brainstorm in response, and we can definitely see that there's at least 1 Force of Will in AJ's hand. I think he even put 1 back on the top of the library. I'm not entirely certain what that card that he exiled with the Force of Will is, but this Delver is still alive. Bryson at 15. So what is that? A mere 5 more turns of the Delver attacking. Ooh, we see a Stifle on a fetch land. That always hurts because not only do you have to pay the 1 land or pay the 1 life, but you lose your land and don't get anything from it. It's quite the cost to pay. All right, we see another fetch land. Going to get in Uro, get a gain 3 life trigger. Uro's going to go to the grave. But that Blood Crypt make things a little bit awkward because it doesn't produce either blue or green mana. So Bryson is at least 2 turns away from recasting Uro, even though he does have an additional 5 cards in his graveyard for the escape cost to get Uro into play. We'll see 3 more mana for a Plague Engineer. This is going to catch a counter spell, unfortunately. I think Bryson was looking at Delver of Secrets a little bit earlier to see its creature types. Human Insect, I believe they are, to kind of curve down the damage being taken from this, this particular Delver of Secrets insect. We see another Uro trying to gain some extra life. Mystical Dispute. So this is going to be a 1 mana counterspell. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, which is, what is that card? I played it all the time. Mana Denial? I can't remember the name of the spell. Not while I'm on camera. Anyways, Mystical Dispute basically countered Uro for 1 mana because he did not have the extra mana to pay for it. Mana Leak, that was the name of the card. Yeah, so 1 mana Mana Leak. Looking at 5 mana. Bryson trying to decide. I think there's at least 1 Force of Will in AJ's hand. Trying to decide to tap his mana a little bit different. Going to cast an Expressive Iteration. It's going to be counterspelled. And 3 mana for a Plague Engineer. Plague Engineer is going to resolve, so this is just a 2/1 flying insect now. And I do believe, since they share the same creature type, if AJ plays any other Delver effects or Delver secrets, they will die to the static effect. So all Bryson has to do is deal with this one flying Delver, but he is at 2 life. This is the last turn to make something happen. Baleful Strix is going to get Force of Will, exiling Force of Will. It's going to count his graveyard, but that that Blood Crypt's still getting him. He doesn't have the 2 blue mana that he needs to cast Uro out of the grave. So he's going to attack with the Plague Engineer, pass the turn back so that AJ can deal the final blow. And we see a daze, so he did have the daze back up there. Sorry about that. All right, thank you for joining us in round 1. We will see you in a couple days for round 2, hopefully tomorrow. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for everything.